Hello everybody, welcome back to the HUBient channel. My name is Nikki and I'm so glad that you clicked on this video today. As you can tell from the title of this video and the thumbnail, we are going to be trying out, well not really trying out, but comparing beef rice bowls because Jollibee came out with this honey beef rice bowl as of filming, I think a week ago or maybe even 2 weeks ago. Honestly, I'm not sure. My days are just blending together. And initially, I wanted to compare it to Yoshinoya's beef gyudon because having grown up, Yoshinoya's beef gyudon is like the best. But there is no Yoshinoya near me, so I resorted to comparing Tokyo Tokyo. So by definition, if you buy this from Jollibee, they do not market it as a gyudon. It is simply marketed as honey beef rice. However, according to my phone, my research, a gyudon is basically beef and onion on a bowl of rice with a mildly sweet sauce. So I'm assuming that that's kind of the vibe they're going for, which is why I am comparing it to a gyudon. One thing I can tell you for sure is that this smells incredible. Both of the dishes smell so good and I can't wait to start eating. But before I start diving into these bowls, please don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the HUBient channel, and ring that bell so you are notified every time we upload a brand new video. Now, let's get to comparing. First things first, the price point. Now these two items are generally the same price. The Jollibee Honey Beef Rice Bowl is 164 pesos on the Grab app. It might be cheaper when you order directly from the restaurant, but I'm not sure. But on the Grab app, it's 164 pesos. And the Tokyo Tokyo Beef Gyudon is 170. So the difference is not that big. Also, you might think that this has a bigger serving. No, it's just that the bowl is like taller. But the rice, I don't know if you can see the shadow. You probably can't. But I can see the shadow of the rice and it's at the same level. So I think they serve the same amount. So by smell, they generally smell the same. Like, I could honestly tell you, if I were blindfolded and you just told me to smell, like I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Except that the smell of onion here is a bit stronger, but the sauce-wise, the sauce smells the same. And also, the very, very big difference between the two rice bowls is this comes with egg. Alright, okay, I'm so excited to eat. Because I love food. Let's take a little spoon. It smells so good, you guys. If you haven't tried it, based off of the smell, I would recommend you try it. Okay, let's take like one piece of beef and one piece of onion and a nice scoop of rice. If I could get it, there we go. Bon appetit. It tastes the way it smells. Yeah, it's very sweet, but not overwhelming. Oh, man, words. It's not overwhelmingly sweet. It's just right. It's kind of the way I expected it to taste. I expected it to taste kind of like a gyudon. The sauce is quite thick though, which is interesting. But the beef is cooked really nicely, I will admit that. It doesn't feel tough, it doesn't feel overcooked. It's cooked quite well. Let's have another bite. This time with a bit more onion, because I didn't really taste the onion the first bite. That's so interesting. But, I mean, aside from the onions, I really do like the sauce itself and the beef. Again, the beef is cooked quite well. the sauce is, I mean it when I say the sauce tastes as good as it smells. It's something else. So I would say I'm quite pleasantly surprised with this. Yep. Okay, now let's go for the Tokyo Tokyo udon, but before that, let us cleanse our palates. Cleanse our palates. I'm using a different spoon because I ordered from 2 different restaurants. I have different utensils anyway, but so that I don't contaminate the flavor with one another. Sorry, I keep burping because of the water. So, let's get on with the Tokyo Tokyo beef udon. The pieces of beef are not as big as the one in Jollibee's, but they do look like thinner and more tender, like more soft. And like I said, the onions look like it's fully absorbed the sauce. Bon appetit. I didn't add any egg. Let's try the beef and the rice now first. That tastes so different. Wow. I don't know why, but I was thinking they would taste like very similar. It's so different. Yes. It's so different. Okay. Right off the bat though, I will admit, I kind of like the onions better here. Even though I said it tastes quite strange, here I don't really taste it. I can't really get the flavor of the onions, which I like onions. I like how strong they are. And I can barely get any onion flavor here, so I don't know if it's because the pieces of onion are too small, but I'm definitely not getting any flavor. Let's try the egg. The egg and the beef. The egg adds a whole lot of depth to the flavor. Because for me, egg goes with almost anything. So I just had a few bites between the 2 bowls off camera, just so that I could kind of gauge better and express better the flavors that I am tasting from these 2 bowls. So I'm starting with the Jollibee bowl. Compared to the beef udon of Tokyo Tokyo, sorry, I just burped, it's a lot sweeter. So, but it's not overwhelmingly sweet. It's a lot sweeter. And I know initially a while ago I said I wasn't really going for the onions. It didn't taste right to me. But after trying Tokyo Tokyo's beef udon, I actually really like the onions here because the onions here are a bit bigger. They're cut into bigger pieces. And so the flavor of the onion is a bit strong, so that it kind of cuts through the sweetness of the sauce, and it's perfectly balanced in my opinion. It's not too much onion and it's not too much sweetness, which I really do appreciate. The beef is also really nice. They're really soft. However, it's compared to the beef udon, it's a little bit tough. But if you don't have anything to compare it to, it is still quite soft. Also, this has a lot of sauce, or I wouldn't say a lot, but the sauce is very thick because it's so glossy. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the beef and the rice is so glossy. It's very powerful in flavor. So if you're looking for something that's very flavorful, very packed with flavor, but it's not like fighting over one another, because I know with some rice bowls, there's just so many things going on. You can't really understand the flavor anymore. This is very clear cut and straight to the point. It's beef, there's a bit of sweetness, there's onions, and there's a bed of rice. It's very powerful, honestly, for me. It's very simple, but very powerful. I really, really do recommend you try it if you haven't already. Now, this beef gyudon from Tokyo Tokyo, what I really appreciate is the quality of the beef. So it's a little bit thinner, it's a little bit more delicate compared to the Jollibee one. So it feels a bit easier to eat. It feels a bit more light on the tongue. Plus, added the egg, which literally almost like disintegrates in your mouth. It really is, it's quite an experience, I will have to admit. This has a lot of flavor, but because of the textures of the beef gyudon, this is an experience. It's not as saucy as the Jollibee one. I can't see any sauce. I mean, I do see the color of the sauce that has kind of seeped through the rice, but I don't see any like glossiness compared to the Jollibee one. And there's not a lot of onion flavor for me on this one, so I would definitely say it's lacking in that onion aspect. But everything else about it, I quite like. It's very, again, it's very delicate, quite light, and the textures are very, very interesting. And it's a journey to eat. But if I had to choose, I think I would choose the Jollibee one because it's a little bit cheaper, just a tiny bit cheaper, but also because there's just a lot more flavor in this one. Although again, this was a journey. Like the textures really is something else, and I genuinely enjoyed it. But as someone who really wants things to taste the way they smell, I like this a lot. It packs a lot of flavor, and again, it's very straight to the point, but it's very clear. Like I love what it has to offer, and this is a 10 out of 10 from me. I hope it's a permanent thing. If it's not a permanent thing, I'm gonna be very, very sad. But enough from me. I want to hear more from you. Have you tried the Jollibee one? Have you tried the Tokyo Tokyo one? If you have, please let me know which one of the two you prefer more. Or if you haven't tried them, which one are you more interested in trying first? Jollibee or Tokyo Tokyo? Please don't hesitate to let us know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, I hope you don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the HUBient channel, and ring that bell so you are notified every time we upload a brand new video. Again, my name is Nikki, and I'm so glad that I met you here today. Until the next video, bye!